Jam with Sam. Jam with Sam.
Okay. Good evening, Xenia.
Good evening.
Finally, we have you here. Welcome to Jam with Sam, and this is the 28th episode of the Indian Networker.
Thank you very much for having me.
Most welcome. So, can we start with something about your school, your college? Are you a Mumbaiite? Something about that.
Well, I was born and raised in the beautiful city of Jammu,
Okay.
also known as the city of temples. And I did my basic schooling over there. And for a short time, I was married to a gentleman in Delhi, also the father of my only daughter. And I've been in Bombay for about 2 decades now, and recently relocated to Los Angeles.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, how long have you been in? What made you get into show business?
Actually, I've always been singing since childhood. I started my classical training when I was 7. My exposure to films has been from a very young age because my father was an exhibitor. We had theaters in Jammu. And so I've been exposed to the film industry like from a viewer's perspective, you can say, or showcasing the talents. And there came a point in my life, I lost my older brother, and it was a very emotional moment for me. He went very young. And when I just saw him there, something snapped in there. Is this it, you know? So I guess we all have 2 lives. And the second one starts when we realize we only have one. So that was the time I made a shift, and I decided to come to Bombay.
Okay. And so, what was your journey?
The journey was, I was always hit with aap movies kyun nahi karte ho, aap television kariye. Whenever I would approach a music producer, that why don't you do, face in the camera. So just to pay my bills a little bit, I did have the good opportunity to work with very good makers of the time for television, like Mr. Lake Tandon, Deepak Tijori, Ravi Rai, Punita Sir, Satyajit Puri, to name a few. I did some nice eclectic shows for some channels at the time. And my focus being very much, I was very clear that my introduction, I wanted to be that of a serious singer. And I released my first album in 2003 with Times Music.
Okay. And when did you start your journey into showbiz?
Sometime in the 90s.
90s. So 90s till about 2003. That's when you launched your album.
Yes.
That's what Adesh Srivastav and.
No, that was the second one.
Okay.
The
so you
first
have.
album,
Okay.
yes. The first album was like a combination of all original compositions. And I don't know, ya to usko timing bol lijiye, but it's not, showbiz, it is showbiz, and a lot of luck factor goes in there in timing. And in 2003 there was like a lot of like fashion of remixes, and I came in with an original composition album. And then in 2006 when I did my second one, I called it Z-Mix, as in Xenia's Mix, and that was the time originals were coming in. But anyway, all in all, I'm happy with the way things panned, and I have 2 nice complete projects behind me. I'm very proud of it, and moving forward I will be doing much more music.
So there's a big gap between that 2006
Yes.
till now. So
Cat caught my fancy.
yeah, literally.
Cat caught my fancy. I'm one of the, actually I am, to my knowledge, I think I'm the only one breeder for Persian cats in India who is affiliated with the Cat Fancier Association of America, and also the TICA, which is the International Cat Association. And the cat did get my fancy, and this romance started in 2009 officially, but
Okay.
I got my first cat in 2008.
Okay.
And then when I did my research, I said, oh, wow, when I was looking for a Persian cat and I couldn't find the authentic pedigree Persian cat, because anything long haired was sold as a Persian cat in India, and still is. And there are very, very lot of details to a Persian cat. And also, they kind of complement my music. It all for me, it all blends my music, my cats, and my photography.
Okay.
So it's all kind of
Jugalbandi.
I don't know what to say, but it kind of complements each other and it sort of blends. It flows, the energy flows, and it's just a very different kind of a journey.
So being a cat enthusiast, you ended up making some money or not?
No breeders go laughing to the bank, to be
Okay,
honest.
okay.
And my thing was not to make money, it was only to provide the Indian cat enthusiasts, the Persian cat lovers, the actual Persian cat. However, I stopped my breeding program because of the lack of, what to say, the kind of efforts I put in were like, you know, how this the RTI activist, it's a work of passion. It's not about money. And it just broke my heart that I was not able to find appropriate medications, appropriate structures for them, and also very, very appropriate homes. And I decided to, you know, just put that to an end and moving on to the next, next part of my life. That's the part of my life that's beginning in America.
So do you think you are an early adopter of this? Maybe now with all these apps and social media and all coming out, you think it would have made a difference doing this right now?
No.
Okay,
No.
the same thing
No,
exists.
आप किसी की mentality either you are grown with some kind of hunger, or you're just so, you know, so full of like. There are not very many people I have, unfortunately, I have come across with the hunger for or the passion for something like what I do and to appreciate it, unfortunately. But I have seen overseas a basic regard is there, whether it's for animals or for coexisting with other human beings. For instance, even like very small thing I notice over here, like with pedestrians, don't have any right, you know, go figure, if you want to cross the road, it's your luck if you don't get hit by a bus. So it was kind of disappointing, and I didn't want, they're animals, and I'm in a very responsible position here as a breeder, you know, to just stop when I could.
So I think a lot of the breeding which goes on right now is all a lot of illegal imports which come in.
No, maybe, could be, you're right. When I was into breeding Persian cats, it was open, and it really cost me a bomb to get one cat into India. There was an entire procedure here, and there was one time when I had booked 4 kittens, and it's not like, hey, like I go online and I see the kittens. There's a lot of study in the pedigree and the color combinations, and it's like a color palette that I'm putting through, and which are there's a lot of genetic knowledge that goes into putting this breeding program together. And I had, the Persian cat is not just a Persian cat. There are 7 divisions to a Persian cat, and I had all the divisions in India. For instance, like to Mercedes, there's like a C class, S class, like that. So in Persians, there are different divisions to a Persian, and I had all 7 of them. Currently, they have stopped the imports of animals, and for good reason, I suppose. And there are a lot of backyard breeders out there. There are a lot of people who are just doing it for the business and not for the love of the animals. Having said that, in the same token, I do know of some people personally who are like very, very articulate in their dealings, such as with the breeding of whether it's dogs or cats.
Okay, so you think that dogs are more favorable in India compared to cats?
Yes, dogs are more popular as a pet, and people are not very aware of the cat as a pet. They don't know, like, you know, the basic concept of a cat is that it's going to scratch, and it's not friendly. And when I did bring some cats to the Rotary Club, and we had a big session that time, and I spoke a lot in depth. Cats basically make very good pets for apartment living. The only downside to the long-haired ones would be the shedding. Yeah. So I have hair on my clothes. I live with it, and I don't complain. I get on my lenses, I get hair, and I just look at it like a blessing from the babies, and I just love them to bits.
The psychology of a person who loves cats and the psychology of a person who loves dogs, they're two different psychologies. They
are different because cats are, contrary to popular belief, like cats are also very interactive in their own way. Extremely interactive. All my cats, all my kittens, cats, you know, they respond to the names. They do their stuff in a silent, graceful way. Dogs are different, you know. They're just different.
Okay. Okay, fine.
I won't say much on that.
Okay, I'm not saying anything more than that. So, which is your favorite platform? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn?
It's hard enough for me to just be on Facebook.
Okay.
And I like to, instead of texting or WhatsApping, I'd rather pick up the phone and have a real conversation with a friend or meet somebody over a cup of coffee. And that's how I like to do it. I'm not much. I am savvy, but Facebook is mostly what I use.
Mostly what you use. And how open are you? Like, I'm sure after this event is over, you'll get about 5 or 10 friend requests from people who want to connect to you. So, how open are you to connecting to people you have met vis-a-vis people you have not met?
I'm open to people that I have met to connect with. I usually don't connect with strangers, and over a period of time, I do go through a filtration process. I think, like many people, if we're not interacting, you know, what's the use for you to be, you know, having a little peep into my personal life, what's going on if we're not interacting? So, I'm open to people I've met.
We have on Twitter, on Facebook. Okay, fine. So nobody's talking about LinkedIn over there.
Okay.
So
I am on LinkedIn.
You're on LinkedIn over there. Good. So something about your family. You have a very, very interesting, I would say, pedigree of families. I was going to.
I don't have a pure pedigree.
Yeah, I think it's a good pedigree. So can you tell us something starting with your great grandfather?
My great grandfather was somewhat of a smallish king of a small place called Mursan. It was near Hathras, which comes in Aligarh, UP. So वहाँ का एक छोटा सा estate था जहाँ के वो he was a king, and my mom was a princess. I lost my mom to cancer many years ago.
Oh,
I was just in my teens, and my dad is a Punjabi.
Okay.
And
Khatri.
Punjabi.
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but
Okay.
that's what I'm told.
We have one famous Atul Khatri. He's a stand-up comedian over
Okay.
there. Maybe you can ask him that. Khatri is Punjabi. Sindhi?
I don't know.
Okay. And your grandfather he was a...
My great-grand uncle, my Nana's brother was a freedom fighter, Raja Mahendra Pratap Singh, and he also had like the honor of having some postage stamps issued.
Okay.
Yes.
This must be like what, 100, 200 years back?
No, just in like I guess like the early 90s.
Early 90s. Okay.
1900s.
1900s. Okay. Fine. So you are a princess also, you know, by Princess Xenia, like you have that sword in front of you, I know, Princess Xenia.
I did one serial for Triton company called Vama, in which I did the sword fighting and horse riding.
I remember that.
I've grown up with all this, and that's when I say I've had a rich childhood. I've had the good fortune of messing up my knees in mud and growing my own flowers and playing with animals and horse riding and rowing a boat, and some things come to me very, very naturally. It sometimes surprises me. How do I know the names of the flowers? So I've grown up. When I say rich childhood, that's how I've grown up.
So now you moved to San Francisco or Los Angeles. So what is it that you're going to do over there?
I have no idea. I'm just going to block myself there. I have no idea. We'll just see as it comes, and I'm just open to possibilities. But I'm definitely going to go to school, and I want to study lighting and a little more about photography, which is also one of my passions. And I just want to be for a while, float, and I'm sure something will just fall into place. And obviously, music does remain. I will be recording some kind of stuff and doing shows. Yeah.
So perhaps like, who was that today I saw in Times of India, our famous Malika Sherawat. So she had a photo with Obama today.
Oh, good for her.
Good for her. So maybe one day we'll see your photo with Obama over there.
I hope
it's
in good context.
This is good context, very important over there.
Yeah.
I know. So you think that we see a lot of Indians making it big in Hollywood. Priyanka Chopra is one of the examples over there.
Oh, yes.
She's, I think, also in the Oscars over there.
Yes.
So you think it's her PR company doing it, or is it she doing it over there?
I am a fan of hers. This girl has worked really hard, and there are no free lunches in the business, in any business, and she's paid her price, and she has to continue to keep up the hard work to be where she is, because this is possibly just the beginning to bigger forums.
Correct.
And bigger avenues and bigger opportunities, and she has, in her own way, she has opened up a kind of another realm to the other aspiring actors and singers, that yes, it is possible I used to travel a lot, like before I completely moved to the US. I was familiar with the workings of the business over there and such as, but many people don't have that exposure. But thanks to her now, it's like, oh, we can do that too. So, yeah, I mean, kudos to her.
So I think the serial which is Quantico, that is really hit it big over there.
Oh yes, and she's done a fine job.
She's done a great job in
She's
that
done a
way.
great job. I mean, she's a very detailed kind of a person, and I saw her recent movie Baji Rao also. I mean, phenomenal work, phenomenal. Yeah.
Fantastic. Whom do you admire as a person and why?
Oh, that's like I have to pick one.
Yeah, you have to pick one.
Can I pick two?
Okay, fine. Done.
Okay. One would be my mom, and the other is my daughter.
Okay.
One is a person that I look up to because of the kind of life she led, the values that she taught us, and a very simple value that, or something little thing she told me, that try to be on the right side of things, you know, and when you're on the right side of things, things will be easy. You know, they may seem difficult, but it's always better to be on the right side of things. And the other person is my daughter. She's a constant source of inspiration to me. I see her energy, and she's constantly inspiring me. And we all three are very different. My daughter she's a tough one, and
Okay.
I'll say like she's really prepared for the world today.
Okay.
And the way she is, you know, mom, you know, you don't know, like you're too soft. So
Okay. Okay.
I look out to her for a lot of decision making that I do.
What is she doing right now, your daughter?
She's a makeup artist. She did her schooling. She went to UCLA for marketing and advertising and marketing, and she's also a qualified makeup artist. And she chooses to do this for now, but
Okay.
it's open for her whenever she wants to shift. I don't keep any like stick to this and stick to that. You know, you have one life. Just keep doing whatever. Keep evolving. You know.
It's actually when you both of you in the selfie, it's difficult to realize, you know, which is who over there. You know?
Really?
Yeah, really. Fantastic. Okay, quick gun Sam, one witty answer. Okay, I'll start with the tough one.
Okay.
Narendra Modi.
Dynamic.
Dynamic. He's happy. Okay, Bollywood.
Entertaining.
Hollywood.
Well, it's the capital of the planet in entertainment.
Okay. Family.
My baby.
Rahul Gandhi.
Lost.
Everybody, 4 out of 5 people say that, you know. Okay, what next? Besides floating.
Whatever catches my fancy.
So I saw you yesterday night. You had put up this photograph of that. You know, I would give an arm and a leg. My wife would throw me out of the house if I pick up that gear over there. She already shouted at me for buying that Mark III over there, but now she's pacified. But tell me something about your passion for photography.
I don't know when this happened to me. You know, many times I've grown up with some things like music. I play instruments and stuff like. I don't know when this actually caught my fancy and like how. I started with a Nikon F80, and then I progressed to a D90, and now I'm, by the grace of God, I have a Canon 5D Mark III, and little by little I built up my little arsenal.
Arsenal.
Yeah, and I like to capture portraits, people, landscapes, Persian cats.
Russian cats, yeah.
I love cats. I just find them so graceful and so they really communicate a lot just with this much.
Kind of a royal look, princess look.
Well, I'll agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I'll humbly agree.
You'll humbly agree with it.
Yes.
A word of advice to all the handsome entrepreneurs over here.
What can I advise? Like, what do you mean? Like advice regarding what?
Advice regarding, like, you know, about.
Oh, the single ones?
Oh, okay.
Or what?
There's one. I know one. Couple of single guys are there. Here. Okay, so you know, like.
भाई एक गिलास दूध के लिए भैंस नहीं घर ले आना. Sorry, jokes aside. I mean, just it's a risk. It's a calculated one, and marriage is something like a bonanza if it works. You know, it's like you can be a rock star if things work out. it's not easy, you know, to cohabitate with your own parents, but a different individual coming from a different set altogether to build that enterprise together and make babies and make it work it takes a lot.
So you think these times, these last couple of decades also has become more tougher?
I don't know. It just works if it works. You know, there is no rule book to it, like to marriage, to parenting. There's no rule book to it. If it just works, it works. Yeah. I mean, I don't give things too much of significance. Like I sense if something is not for me, I just shift. You know, I'm not going to sit back there and judge like, oh my God, this is bad or this is wrong or this is right. You know, if it works for you, fine. If maybe perhaps it works for me, it's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Fantastic. Now I'll just want to have a song from you, which you're going to sing, which everybody's
You know,
there.
we singers can never get away with that, you know.
Yeah, I know.
That one, a cricketer never gets that, you know, like can we just have a few sixes here or something?
अक्सर शबे तन्हाई में, अक्सर शबे तन्हाई में, कुछ देर पहले नींद से, कुछ देर पहले नींद से गुजरी हुई दिलचस्पियाँ, बीते हुए दिन ऐश के बनते हैं शम्मे जिंदगी, बनते हैं शम्मे जिंदगी और डालते हैं रोशनी मेरे दिल सद चाक पर। वो बचपन और वो सादगी, वो बचपन और वो सादगी, वो रोना और हंसना कभी, वो रोना और हंसना कभी, फिर वो जवानी के मज़े, वो दिल लगी वो कहे, वो वादा और वो शुक्रिया, वो वादा और वो शुक्रिया, अक्सर शबे तन्हाई में।
Thank you.
Your morning coffee mug for you.
Thank you very much.